of the year, the 2022 NXL Sunshine State Major, brought to you by Bunker Kings. I'm Matty Marshall alongside Rich Telford. And, man, I can't tell you the last time I was this excited to start a season. I love paintball, and obviously, with all these stories, Rich, that went on in the off season.
It's been so hard not talking to you the last few days about all the stuff that's going on, so we could save some
We
stuff
got to
to talk
save it.
about.
We got to save it. So in this first set, it's going to be the Red Legion taking on AC Diesel and Uprising taking on the New England Hurricanes. So already kicking things off with, some fascinating stories. Red Legion not able to get their starting lineup for the past 2 years with COVID, finally able to assemble that superstar squad with Leo Smotrov here on the Snake side with Alexander Burtnikov. They got Kirill Peridny, Pavel Karslev, and then also Sergei Slonaiskov. That's a lineup that has won events before, and they are going to be a favorite here. They're playing AC Diesel. Rich, your thoughts on AC Diesel? They've definitely had some change in the offseason.
Yeah, so they started off super strong last year, kind of petered off towards the end of the year. They've got 8 players here. Out of those 8 players, 4 of those guys are returning players, 4 of those guys are new players. So to me, it's going to be a big question mark. Do they start off like they started the year last year, or do they start off like the end of the year last year with their 4 new guys? But against a Russian squad with all their bodies back, and if those guys are as excited to play as I expect them to be, it might be a rough match for Diesel.
Yeah, Diesel, towards the end of the 2021 season, things were not going the way that they wanted them to go, not able to make Sunday here at the World Cup. And definitely have something to prove this year. They did pick up Andy Horvath. They have some injuries to the roster as well, too. Clint Johnson will not be here, and Ben Challenger also has an injury. And he was doing some work on the Snake side. But yeah, some new pickups, and it's going to be interesting to see with Diesel. I love that team, like Mark Johnson a lot, and with the Uprising and the New England Hurricanes also in this set. Uprising, same starting lineup we've seen for them for a long time. One of the most inconsistent teams in the league. Sometimes they go big and can go a little deep on Sundays, and other times having a rough go of it out here. It's always a mystery.
They mess up the betting lane for sure.
Yeah. And we're about to jump here into this first point. And then also New England Hurricanes going to be stepping on the field for the very first time.
It's going to be a good matchup.
All right. Yeah, so Legion going to be the favorite here in this one against AC Diesel. So,
and this field can play fast, Matty, and if the Russian Legions can play this field quickly, it's going to be tough for Diesel. If they get that offense going early, and he might just kind of sit back and try to figure it out. Nope, Snake on the break.
Yeah, jumping into the Snake here on the break right now for Legion. Going to go right to that 50-yard line here. A little bit more conservative break for AC, staying in that pocket. R&D 1 inside, going to go outside to D2, but Smotrov past the 50-yard line right now. Is going to get that kill cross field. There goes Henningberg. He takes the walk in front of Smotrov.
And man, this is what happens if you get in that Snake and there's not a guy in there to match you. You shoot at least 1, 2, or 3 guys, and if not, all the guns turn on you, and the match is pretty much over. If they get in the Snake, Matty, you have to match them.
Sergei Slonaiskov with a big move up the center here. Just 3 bodies were left. Now just call it 1 with Mark Baginski, I believe the last player left alive. He's going to try to do something over there. Nothing he could do. He just ran into some guns. So, yeah, Leo Smotrov.
Good control there from Smotrov, not forcing a bad gunfight, kind of slowly waiting for each one of those kills to develop, where a couple seasons ago he might have shot one of those guys and got dinked out early.
A little bit of a set play there, it seemed like. Get Smotrov in, not feeling any pressure, immediately crawled to the 50, still no pressure, and he is definitely one of those types of players that if you do not put pressure on Leo Smotrov, put some guns his way, he's going to take huge bites out there. That was a huge bite. Got that kill crossfield to open things up. Sergei also with the move to not let those last 3 players, have a moment of breath to try to reposition.
And that's our first look at this field where we have the standard matchup, right? Russian Legion goes hard Snake on the break. Diesel goes pocket. Diesel gets trapped in the pocket, tries to fill out the Snake, loses their first guy on the fill. Smotrov is now in their Snake in a 4-on-5. And if you get outside the pocket, man, it's tough. It's tough to hold those guys back, especially with this Snake.
All right, so going to be jumping into this first point. Going to see the New England Hurricanes earning the right to be here, moving up from the semi-pro division. They're going to be in the blue, starting from the blue side of the field. And they're taking on Uprising. Uprising going to be starting from the red side of the field. Much more experience, the seasoned squad here. Uprising, many years in the pro division and can beat top teams. So definitely a big favorite here in this one is going to be Uprising. But Rich, when you're the new team coming up, every team you play against you're going to be the underdogs.
For sure. I mean, until you prove yourself, right? Good breakout for both teams. Looks like 5 alive, Matty. Oh, Hurricanes losing their first out of that back can on the Dorito side. There's 2 cans in the center of this field, one on the Dorito side, one on the Snake side. So it's pretty simple to figure those cans out. Snake can, Dorito can.
Yeah.
Uprising with 4 guys still in the pocket. Hurricanes were able to get 2 guys outside here, Maddie. One to the God bunker, one to the Snake Corner bunker.
And again, it's New Orleans Hurricanes here.
Obviously.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not coffee yet. But yeah, New Orleans Hurricanes now getting in the Snake. And good position here for the rookies to start things out.
And it's great that both of these teams are illustrating to us that, hey, if you get in the Snake and they're not in the Snake, you win the game.
Yeah, so
already got a hit on his hopper, filling to the corner, gets caught again.
Yeah, Hamilton, Hamilton getting into a good spot, but just trying to do a little bit too much right there as he's going to be forced to take the walk. But player for the Hurricanes making the move up into the center brick, going to be getting past the 50 here.
Yeah, where Smotov went over there and kind of slowly developed those kills, he went a little too quick.
Finds that last body for Uprising, and a little bit of a chaotic point here as bodies dropped out of the backfield for both squads, as there was one body left alive on that D side, Alexander Borromeo, and New Orleans going to be winning their first point.
Good job. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations. You know, a lot of times, Maddie, when these teams move up, they're really closely skill match. The skill is very, very close. It's the adjustments, right? So now they've won that first point. Can they figure out what they can do a little bit better next time, or can Uprising figure out how to make that adjustment and stop what they've done? But both sets have illustrated what happens if you get stuck in the pocket and what happens if you get to the Snake unattested.
Yeah, it's we knew that this was going to be a fast field with chaotic moments out there.
We hoped.
We hoped. Well, that's what everyone was saying from practice. And yeah, you never know until you get to the actual tournament. But these teams have had 2 weekends to play this field. Should have it dialed. Yeah, going to be little inches here or there that are different, but the principles should remain the same. Sure enough, they definitely are. So now these teams going to switch sides. Red Legion here on your screen.
Okay, Rush Legions with a more conservative breakout, except for they go big, big, big on the Dorito side. They lose their Snake Corner, but they take the Dorito 40 on the break, Maddie. So big bite over there for the Russian Legion, shooting the Snake player attacker. So it's 3-on-4 advantage now for the Russian Legion.
But Rich, Diesel losing 2 bodies here from the Snake side of the field as both Grayson Gladstone and BJ Henneberg going to be taking the walk. There's Krill Peridney.
Yeah, both of them got shot on the transition to try to move out here side to the Snake side because the Russian has so much penetration on the Dorito side that they were able to shut down the Snake side from there.
Yeah, and also their penetration in the center of the field, that stand-up tower with Krill Peridney. And they're going to get right into the Snake as well, too.
And now this corner cannot stop the guy from going down the Snake, Matty, unless he crawls out the corner, shoots down the line.
Yeah.
So although there's a corner there, you can't really affect what that Snake guy does.
It's a ladder Snake, but that back bunker is in set. And it's tough. You cannot control what's happening down that sideline from that back spot as efficiently as other field layouts we've seen before. So the Snake definitely potent here. And Sergos and Iskov in the Snake there on the right-hand side of your screen. He's at the 50. He's wrapping around. Trying to finish off this point. Looks like only just one body left alive back corner.
Mark Johnson in that Snake corner, which is probably the most important bunker on the field, especially in a defensive position. And Mark's doing his best to hold off the 3 guys, but loses that. It's going to be 2-0 with about 12 minutes and 40 seconds left in this match.
Well, a little bit of a longer point this time for Diesel, but still, they're not shutting down the offense here, and they're not keeping enough bodies alive to do so.
No, and I like the Russians attack hard on the Snake. So AC Diesel's like, hey, man, we got to shut that Snake down. Hard on the Dorito. So now they're probably going to do what next? Come hard up the gut? They wouldn't be that predictable.
Are they going to try to show their hand, Rich, this early? Maybe they just go pocket up and see if they can shoot some bodies on the break.
Why not?
But yeah, so far, Russians, as advertised here, looking really good through 2. Diesel needs to pick it up. A lot of time left as those first 2 points clicked off pretty quick. Uprising now dug themselves a little bit of a hole here against New Orleans.
Yeah, they've got to figure out how to get in that Snake, or at least how to stop the Snake, right? You don't have to get in it if you can keep the other team out of it. But if you can't keep the other team out of it, then you've got to be able to get in there too. Otherwise, you're going to lose a lot of points out here. You're going to come hard and fast.
I do like the fact that we saw the rookies come out here and win their very first professional point.
It's got to feel good, right? Get on the pro field, win your first point. They should just retire.
That's it.
Yeah, I played pro, never lost a point. Never lost a point.
We did it.
Good breakout for the Hurricanes. They go hard on the D side.
Yeah, take a little bit of ground, getting wide on the D side, getting into that outside D1.
Uprising losing the first player, Maddie. So 4-on-5 advantage here for Hurricanes.
Then just feeling each other out right now on your screen from that red side of the field. There goes the Hurricanes. Oh, but James Creek catches one trying to get into that Aztec. That's going to be 3 bodies left alive. As Borromeo taking the walk.
Looking good here, Maddie. 5-on-3 as they attack the Snake with no one in front of them.
Well, they're winning some gunfights early, and they're definitely taking some ground after they get those kills. So, yeah, playing the game the way it's supposed to be played. They get a body here into the Snake.
Yeah, Uprising looking a little bit rusty here. This is going to be a 5-0 for Hurricanes. Good job, guys. 2
Yeah,
points in a row.
Smith got here into the snake and didn't really have to do much, and Pate behind him. But
He got 1 kill.
Yeah, but they did the work early on. They've been doing this work early on. They're winning their initial gunfights.
Yeah, and then they make their fast transitions and close well.
It is good to see that they're sometimes, you'll lose kills out there.
Yeah.
They seem to have the communication dialed.
This is certainly one of those fields where you lose bodies.
Yeah, and so it's good to see them knowing that they're shooting these bodies, making the correct moves. You see they're kind of just having a little powwow here.
I like that they're having that little conversation, right? Like, hey, what could we have done better? Hey, I don't know if anybody knows this, but we're on TV right now. Let's just take some time. Let's enjoy ourselves.
Looking good through 2.
Did anybody get shot? Okay, nobody got shot, so we're pretty good. We're pretty good.
Maybe one of them got shot. I don't see 4.
No, there's 5.
Yeah, the 5th guy was like, hey, I'm just going to hang out over here. It's a little shorter walk.
I'm going to pretend like I'm with you guys.
Yeah, so
good job, guys.
See, that line was at least walking off there, Bailey, Simpson, Bell. But, I mean, no cracks in the armor so far for the rookies here as the New Orleans Hurricanes looking solid. 2-0 in both these games in this set.
Diesel needs to mount some offense here, Matty. Both of these points, they've lost the offensive battle and not been able to get outside and match them on the tapes. If you're going to lose anyway, might as well lose going at them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't me, okay? Don't me.
Mm-hmm.
That's a Saturday.
I'm agreeing with you.
No, that's a Saturday afternoon. That's a Saturday afternoon.
It's a little early to start arguing with you. I'm down.
You're already boring me, Rich. You're already boring me, Rich. Can somebody get this guy out of here, please?
Well, if you could just say more profound stuff, that would be great.
I try so hard.
Well, here we go. Legion up by 2 on AC Diesel.
Oh,
Still
look,
a lot of time
Russian
left on
Legion
the clock.
through the middle.
Yeah, but the Russians losing a body early, but they are attacking. So, yeah, sure enough, like you talked about, here's the attack past the 50 up the center with Kirill. They lose 3 bodies, though. It is not looking good here for Red Legion.
2 on 3, Matty.
Oh, wow, they did shoot. Yeah, some chaos again on this crazy field layout. 2 bodies have definitely walked. No, call it 3 now. It's a 2-on-2 situation
And
here.
one of the 2 is Smoach off.
But Diesel gets all the way into the 50-yard line, past the 50-yard line on the D side, gets those last 2 kills. And who's that? Is that the Iceman himself?
I think so. Baginski?
Yeah, I think Mark Baginski just saved this point from that D side. So good job, Baginski, to put the first point on the board.
And that's the one thing on this field, Matty, is if you don't have one good gun Dorito side and you blink, that guy can fly down and just change this game one way or the other. The fast side is definitely the D side.
Well, it's interesting. Well, you have that little bit of a triangle V structure over there, which is a kind of a snake structure on the D side.
Is that what we're calling it, the triangle V snake structure?
Look, where I was trying to figure it out.
It just rolls off the tongue.
I'm going to go with the V. It's a V from that side.
The V, I like it.
Looking at it from our perspective.
RV, their V.
Yeah, and easy to say. But so in that V on the D side, typically D side players are used to knowing what's in front of them. It's a little bit easier to see on the D side. Snake players, you're used to not necessarily knowing exactly where that body is. And I was talking to Billy Bernaccia about this, and it is going to change things up a little bit, but it does create those dynamic moves sometimes.
Certainly
when one guy does know what's going on, so as that
one guy doesn't.
Well, as it was devolving, and both teams were just getting destroyed, but Baginski kept his wits about him and pushed the issue over there, and he just reacted faster, and that's saved that point for Diesel. So now jumping back in here, New Orleans Hurricanes.
Again, 4-on-5
Seattle
advantage.
Uprising.
They've won every one of these breakouts, Matty.
Yeah, look very poised here in their bunkers with these off-the-break shots. Nice little move up the center right now.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. They now go up the middle because he can shut down that snake shot from the guy in the God. 5-on-4 goes again forward. Uprising was able to get out of the pocket, Matty. They've got one in the Dorito, inside Dorito on the Dorito side and one in the God bunker that attacks the snake here. But they put those guys in defensive postures. They lose another body. 3-on-5 advantage for the Hurricanes. New Orleans is looking really, really good here, Matty.
Yes.
Really polished.
Scotty.
Oh, they lost that, though. That was
might have
sloppy.
been night. Yeah, Uprising walking off, shaking their heads a little bit here. They're dropping some bodies as 2 more come off. Borromeo taking the walk. I believe that might be Eaton taking the walk.
I think it's 1-on-4, Matty. Just the God player left alive.
Hurricanes came to play some paintball this morning.
They're not messing around. They're taking every advantage they can, and they're doing great.
Well, the biggest glaring issue right now for Uprising is they can't get 5 bodies alive. They're not living any more than 5 seconds out there.
And 0 offense. They haven't been in the snake yet.
Yeah, because they just don't seem to have the bodies alive. Hurricanes are doing a great job. They've been doing their drills, I'll tell you that. They came prepared.
Zone control is on point.
Zone control is on point. They look poised in those gunfights. They're definitely keeping the communication. They're seeing the kills when they're getting them, and then they're not scared to take advantage of that high body situation by and they're all living through these instances. They're living through their gunfights. They're not getting shot on the break. They're making those clean bumps. These guys get an A so far here through these first 3.
Well, you're kind of a soft grader, so I'm going to give him a B+. But good job, guys. Keep up the good work.
You would. You're so hard to please.
I just want them to improve, okay? I want to
Improve
give them something to drive for.
Improve upon a shutout so far?
Yes.
With barely any
Obviously.
barely any drop bodies?
You've known me for a couple months now.
Such a taskmaster.
Big jump on the D side for AC Diesel, and they also shoot a body. So 4-on-5, 3-on-5 advantage for Diesel, and they do have a player up on that D side. Another player's pushing through D side now. Diesel loses the first player. 3-on-4.
Real Brittany coming off, yeah, and Karslev coming off as well too here for Legion. Oh, they lose Sergey. So here comes Baginski, I think, again, feasting on that D side. Can't quite see who it is, but a body just flew past the 50-yard line here. The D side trying to close things out. It is Baginski yet again, stepping up for Diesel.
Yeah, and Smoshop was in their snake. He just had no support, and they ran him down.
Yeah, Logan Dyer also getting it done here on the snake side, and now we got ourselves a tie game. So we were wondering if Diesel was going to wake up after they're kind of getting blown out in those first couple points, and it's Mark Baginski, the Iceman, really stepping up this morning here for AC Diesel.
Apparently they needed
fast.
2 hard slaps in the face to get up, and now they are up.
Some teams are like that, right?
Some teams need a couple hot ones.
Some teams need to get punched in the face a little bit, especially in these 7:20 a.m. games.
I don't like the taste in my mouth right now. I'm going to go out and play differently now. Got a little coppery taste. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm going to go smash some people, see if the Hurricanes keep the foot on the throat.
Yeah, speaking of work, waking up, Uprising right now getting beat up by New Orleans Hurricanes here in the first 3 points, and it has not been close. I mean, it's been nothing but the Hurricanes shooting lots of bodies on the break, making clean moves, see if they can keep it up. Yeah, I mean, got a chance to talk to Coach Mike Bianca from the Hurricanes. Had some good things to say, man. It really just seems like a very animated and intense and kind individual. At least that was my read on him. But yeah, he had some really good things to say about his boys, and so far, it's exactly what he told me.
Yeah, we got a 4-on-4 going here, Maddie. 3-on-4 Hurricanes, disadvantage. Uprising's first advantage here in the match. Yeah, 3-on-3 now.
Uprising now pushing up into that Dorito V structure.
Yeah, and I think what they're illustrating, Maddie, here is this is their first point where they've gotten some offense. You know, they went forward on that Dorito side, and they put themselves in a 3-on-3 with an opportunity to win this point, and that's the first opportunity they've had. I don't think this is a defensive play field, Maddie. I don't think you're going to have a lot of teams sitting back and playing really slow, methodical points on this field. Not if the other team is foot on the gas. I think the Hurricanes are just locking it up. They know they're up by 3 points. They know there's 11 minutes left in this match. They have nothing to do except just control and shoot their guns and not make any mistakes here.
Yeah, this is the point for Uprising. And the Hurricanes, did he get scalped in the loader over there?
It looks like it to our perspective, but the ref's right there.
Yeah.
Tim's right there. Tim's watching him. I keep seeing things break off of him, but I think it's breaking off the edge of the bunker. But it's definitely hairy over there for him.
Uprising putting a lot of pressure here on these last 3 players for the Hurricanes, and it does look like, if you look at the position right now on the screen, you got Scotty Knight there at the break in the center. They have the 50-yard line in the middle of that V, and Graham Arnold over here holding it down. Yeah, right next to Knight, but he is the farthest body over. They have the position. It does look like it is 3-on-3.
But Graham's a little out of position here, Matt, because he's playing defense against the New Orleans Hurricane player that's looking inside, and that guy's not going to go anybody. Oh, they lose a player, so 2-on-3 advantage here for the Hurricanes now.
That's a tough death, I believe, for Eden over there.
And again, Arnold
in a good spot.
Yeah, just playing defense, needed to get his gun in offense because really they weren't playing 3-against-3.
Well, just a great job here by, I think, was that Bailey in that center? I think Justin Bailey might have got that kill because that was the gun looking that way. I mean, that's a massive kill. I mean, he's in a pretty tough position. Not really anywhere he can go. Holding down that D side, has to stay alive. He's in a low percentage gunfight with a player who had that whole structure over there.
Wow, he made that gap, Matty. I thought I caught one in the visor going across there.
Arnold was waiting for it. Arnold been sitting on that for a while. Now finally a body does drop for the Hurricanes to even up the counts 2-on-2 now. And then here comes a move by Bailey. So Bailey, after getting that kill on E, is going to come through and trade out. We're going to see our first 1-on-1. Graham Arnold is a 1-on-1 specialist. Graham Arnold for Uprising.
Yeah,
New Orleans Hurricanes.
Yeah, the Uprising player could have caught a penalty on that one. He was a little bit late. 1-on-1 here.
This would be a massive 1-on-1 win here for, I can't see who this is. I think it might be Pate. Yeah, it is Pate here for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, all this would say to Pate is next time you're going to be in 1-on-1, there you go. Better bunker, right? You don't want to be trying to stand over a god fighting like that. Now he's in a much better bunker where he can play both sides and over the top. He can stay on his feet. He is out of paint, though, Matty. He's just got the paint left in his hopper, I believe.
Yeah, coming out of the Alabama Prime camp here. Swiss Army knife for this squad, can play a lot of different positions. And
he's doing that right
now. Some guys on the squad feel that he's one of their better players. And so he is matched up against Graham Arnold. Graham Arnold he's won a lot of situations like this over the years for his squad. He's a survivor, and he a lot of times will find himself in one-on-one. So he's had to be here many times. Definitely got to give the nod here just because we've seen him time and time again prevail, Graham Arnold. But doesn't look like, no paint left for Graham Arnold. I don't think Pate has any
he doesn't
left.
But Pate's doing exactly what he needs to do, right? The longer the seconds click off this clock, the better it is for him, right? So
it's absolutely up to Graham Arnold to push it. Down 3, still with 8:17, so Graham doesn't need to get crazy yet. He doesn't really need to start riding that aggressive edge. Can play just a standard one-on-one, but the time is not in favor of Uprising right now. So Pate is doing a good job of trying to, because if he gets this kill and has just burnt off another minute, man, that's a big, they need to be patting him on the back when he gets into that pit if he does win this one here.
100%, but it's funny, Matty, because these guys are both so low on paint, they're basically doing one-ball checks. One-ball check, one-ball check. Oh, he did have one more pod left.
Who, Arnold?
Arnold, yeah.
Oh, it was on that
That's
side.
a big advantage. Pate's definitely one-ball check-in. But all he's got to do basically is just guard the buzzer, right? He sits there, makes him try to run him down and trade him. I mean, the best thing he could hope for right now is a trade.
Because even if Pate does lose this one-on-one, but still burns 2-3 minutes off the clock,
easily,
you're still down, or you're going to be up by 2, but that's still a little bit of a decent job for him. The one-on-ones are a little bit of luck, and he comes across,
he gets him,
and he gets the kill.
Wow.
So Pate is going to step up. We got Aaron Pate here.
Nice job,
rookie,
brother.
Putting a team on his back in that one-on-one.
Remember the name. Remember the name. Good job,
Still
brother.
shutting out Uprising here, and
he
Graham
got the
Arnold.
key kill across the field to kind of win that point. That was a really good point for him.
Yeah.
I would love a cough drop. Thank you for asking.
Well, let's get a look here at the replays. So here's Graham Arnold trying to watch that angle. See a little bit of an overslide there, but protected by that pin. And then there's Scotty Knight. So that was that move in the middle of the field from, I believe that was Justin Bailey. And then locked up in that one-on-one, Aaron Pate.
She's him on the gap. She's him on the move. Impressive.
So just a great job here from the rookies. New Orleans Hurricanes coming out here and putting up 4 unanswered points on a pretty seasoned squad. So things are looking pretty good for them, man. Point margin is huge. If they can take a big win, they're going to be looking pretty good here in game number 1 to try to make a Sunday at their very first event. Still a lot of paintball to be played. Jumping into this next point right now with Legion and AC Diesel. Locked up at 2, 11:20 on the clock, and a 5-on-5 break. But Smoke Drop past the 50-yard line, untouched so far, taking a lot of pressure from that inside and just trying to do a little too much there.
3-on-5, Matty. Russians down.
Yeah, Smoke Drop had just chilled just a little bit. I mean,
Just like
he had had 3 guys shooting at him. He had no need necessarily. Maybe he thought there was somebody right on the other side of him. That would explain why he did that.
It was the Dorito guy looking across that caught him going across.
Baginski again?
Yeah, so kind of pushed him forward into that gun. I think he just made him make a bad decision there.
Logan Dyer taking the walk here as the Russians flood another body into the snake as they get Alexander Burtnikov into snake 1, and they're going to be losing Kirill out of that center as Mark Johnson makes a move into the snake. 2 bodies coming off from that D side. Sergey's in there, though, for Red Legion.
2-on-1, Matty.
Yeah,
2-on-2.
Bodies coming off for both teams. 2-on-2 situation, but a little bit better right now for Legion as they have the field spread.
Yeah.
Both players left alive right now for Diesel are stuck on the snake side.
Yeah, and it's Smotrov and Sergey, so it's like really a 4-on-2, maybe a 5-on-2.
I think there's Andy Horvath in the back corner, so Andy, new pickup here.
Wheeling and dealing.
Going to be the last body left alive. Andy Horvath, seasoned veteran.
Smotrov moving back out of the snake.
Spent the last couple years with Mutiny. But Andy's been on some big teams over the years, been doing this a long time. He's in a real bad spot right now. 1-on-2s, you sometimes can make it, but that back corner bunker, not the best spot. When that complete D side is blown open, there's nothing Andy can do in that back corner, not his fault. But now Legion going to take a 1-point lead here in this close match, and still a lot of time left.
Yeah, and what happened is you can tell how hard this field is to read because the Russian Legion lost a body down there. Certainly thought there was one more body. I thought it was a 2-on-2 or 2-on-3 on there. So that's why Britnikov was so slow to come out of that snake. He was dead sure there was something in front of him. If he loses it, then everyone else is definitely losing bodies. Yeah,
this is a great play by the last 2 bodies, Malloy and Sergey out there for Red Legion. But I mean, those
couple good matches here.
Good, yeah. Well, one good match and then one beating so far. As Uprising really needs to pick it up. But it's a cool story for
underdogs,
paintball,
right? You gotta
it's
go
underdogs,
right?
Yeah, it's kind of hard not to root for the Hurricanes a little bit right now.
If you have a heart. if you have a heart in your chest.
If your heart hasn't been ripped out of your chest at some point.
And don't get me wrong, this sport will do that to you. for sure.
So we'll see if Uprising can answer. Man, what a difference, though. If they had just been able to pull out that one-on-one, we'd have a way different story. But right now, Hurricanes up by 4 points in their very first pro game ever. So on the breakout, Uprising trying to get a body out wide. It's just been impossible for Uprising to keep 5 bodies alive on the break. Did they shoot anybody? No, it doesn't look like it. So 5-on-4 situation in favor of New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans in a defensive posture here, Matty. They're not looking to push down the field. They're just looking to lock up and keep Uprising in that trapped in that pocket. And those 2 cans in the back and the 1 temple in the middle. Oh,
first body to drop is
and a penalty.
And a penalty. First penalty of the tournament so far going to be on the Hurricanes. So not ideal for them. 3 bodies left alive.
Yeah, it goes from a 5-on-4 to a 3-on-4. Big disadvantage of drawing that penalty.
But 6 minutes and 44 seconds left
and
here.
That's one of the things that the teams have to get used to when they come up to this level is that the reffing's a little bit tighter and a little bit faster here. So you've got to be able to make those decisions on whether you're hit or not hit or what you're going to do about it really quickly. Hurricanes moving to the drill side of the field.
Yeah, typically the pro refs are pretty quick on the flags, trying to keep things honest out here.
Especially the first couple matches, right? They want to set that tone, right?
Tone,
This is what you can get away with. This is what you can't get away with.
It's like an umpire's strike zone.
Yeah, stay in your lines. Stay in your zones. Oh.
Borromeo getting pulled out here for Uprising. They're going to try to get a body out to Phil, and it looks like he gets there clean. So 3-on-3 situation, but Hurricanes reading it a little bit quicker and getting into that 40-yard line in the V on the D side.
Yep, and then the Uprising mirrors him up.
Yeah, nice little counter move here for Uprising there.
The Uprising guy looks inside, Matty, which puts him in a defensive posture. The Hurricane guy looks outside and runs and gets a 3-pack.
Oh, and he comes through to get all 3. That's the best move other than Smotroff's move that we've seen so far here in this set.
Yeah, Uprising, both of those guys are out of position, Matty. If one of those guys is looking inside, one of them has to be looking outside. Otherwise, it's a clear indicator for the guy in front of them to go get them both.
Beautiful little 3-pack to close. That's why you always got to keep your head on a swivel.
And they started down a body that game.
Yeah, so Hurricanes just looking real sharp out here in their first pro match. So that's his guy with the 3-pack. Let's see who this was. Yeah, number 20. That glare can't quite read his back, but we got to figure out who that guy was. That was the.
You might be able to see it on the replay.
That was the best one so far. And you can see here on the replay as just looking inside. I think it might have been Eaton, and he comes through and was able to just easily get all 3 of those kills real quick. Just look at that. Gets the first one, looking the wrong way. His back player right behind him looking inside. He gets roped up and then gets that free kill across the field for kill number 3 in that nice little run through.
Snake on the break for AC Diesel. Gets in there live. Good job. Russians losing their first attacker on the Drew side.
I think that was Bell. Drew Bell.
Russians in the center of the field. AC Dallas trying to go up the center of the field. Gets canceled out. Gets shot. 4-on-4 here, Matty. AC Diesel in the Snake. Russian Legions in the center, Snake corner, and now in the Dorito 50.
Yeah, Kirill Perini just leaning up against that brick to try to get a better angle on the 50-yard line.
Yeah, Kirill's got to reposition here, Matty. Oh, Diesel loses another player on the Dorito side now.
Yeah,
Sergey's going down the Dorito side, Matt.
Yeah, Sergey's past the 50-yard line here on the D side, really pinching AC Diesel in the center. He's going to get another kill. Baginski forced to take a walk from the backhand, and now Diesel again's in another bad spot. Look like they're going to go down by 2. Still have Dyer here in the Snake, but it's going to be, his life will be pretty short out here unless he can try to turn the tables on this, but he's in a tough position here, and he is going to get run down by Malloy. Sergey's going to make it all the way through. Looks like Sergey might have caught a ball somewhere, maybe from Dyer in that chaos. Kirill Perini, though.
No, he's alive.
Still alive, and it does look like Sergey just got checked, and he's going to be alive too. And I think Malloy actually lived through that as well.
Yeah,
so.
Good point for the Russians there, man.
Yeah, and kind of a tense moment here. The game was still a little close. Still is close. This is a 2-point spread with 8 minutes and 26 seconds left.
And like we were talking earlier, if there's not one guy looking that way on the Dorito side and they got a guy out there, and if that guy makes a big move, he can get 3 or 4 bodies. That's going to be one of the stories of this weekend.
And I think that's one of the reasons this field's going to be really fun to watch and for these guys to play and for us to, to spectate on it, because there are going to be individuals like, I believe that was Drew Bell, who was able to go through. And if you keep your wits about you, keep that head on a swivel, and realize that the guns are not looking your way, and you take that initiative, then you can have a chance to get, some big kill points. And I was hearing a lot of that coming back from practice, like, Fedorov was going off for 4-packs, or just different guys from different squads in practice. But that's the potential of this aggressive field.
Based on how well the Hurricanes are playing from New Orleans, I bet there's a lot of coaches thinking, oh, man, we should start scouting these guys now. Now when you're playing 5-0 against Uprising, a pretty strong team, people are going to start noticing you. 5 alive, both teams. Oh, Hurricanes lose their first attacker, Snake side.
So, yeah, the Hurricanes finally Somebody takes a shot on the break, and it's Smith forced to take the walk. 4-on-5 situation. Uprising going in the pocket here with heavy guns to start things out. It does work out. Then they're going to get Tucker. Ooh, but Tucker getting clipped, so there's that great zone control again from the Hurricanes.
It's a cross shot from the corner, Matty, from the Dorito corner.
Yeah, and that's a pretty far shot to shoot a pretty tiny lane.
It's a pretty big lane with the cross.
Yeah, wasn't it? But that's a really far shot, though.
It's a very
pretty
far
coast-to-coast shot.
Yeah.
Still, it's just impressive. The Hurricane zone control is impressing me right now.
And what we're going to see later is that shot with the guy in the Dorito in front shoot the same gap. And if you get those two guys looking across before those guys get outside, it can really slow the field down.
And that's that risk versus reward, right? Because they went heavy guns, so Uprising goes heavy guns. It does produce a kill. They shot Smith off the snake side, but then just not able to make it up the field, at least on the snake side. They have a little bit of penetration on the D side, up into that inside D2.
Yep, and he's looking to go forward there. Another Uprising player now getting out to the outside Dorito.
Hurricane's now going to filter out, to the outside Dorito.
And that's what you have to do, Matt. You have to match those guys because you can't stop them.
Borromeo now going to force his way into that 40-yard line over there and wrap around. And now he's going to hit the deck and crawl up to that 50-yard line. Yeah. Hurricanes matching it, though. Here, action going down on the D side there, top of your screen. Oh, and he comes around and just, Borromeo had no idea that body was in there with him. Might be Bell again.
Yeah, and the reason he didn't know is because all three of the other Uprising players were looking this way when he went. So nobody was looking Dorito's side, so he went in there and nobody knew he was there.
So then they try to...
They trade out.
Yeah, try to get in the snake, trade out.
Hurricanes with 3 bodies left alive, easily going to win this point. It's going to be 6-0 with a little bit less than 4 minutes left.
No, it's going to be 6-0 game over. Mercy rule win for the rookies. Ooh, New Orleans Hurricanes came to play some paintball here at the very first event of the year in the 2022 NXL season.
And what you don't want to do, is the team that shows up and plays against the underdogs and then just take a 6-0 loss, because then you have to have a really bad meeting after your game.
Just again with Uprising. I mean, that roster's been together for a long time, and they have proven themselves against top teams. We just never know what we're going to get from them. And we also didn't know what we were going to get from New Orleans, but that was about as impressive. It doesn't get more impressive than a 6-0 Mercy rule win, making very few mistakes.
Yeah, only 2 points were they not in complete control the whole time, and they were able to bring both of those points back for victories, which is equally impressive, right?
Yeah.
Good job, guys. Congratulations. Welcome to the Pro League. Just so you know, it only gets harder from here out. Everybody knows your name now.
Yeah, no one's going to be sleeping on those guys now. And already here in game number 1.
Good job, guys. See what the Russian Legion can do here if they can stay on the gas. AC Diesel, I mean, they're not playing terrible. It's a brand new squad, you know.
And there's some quicker points out here in this match, so there's still a lot of time left in this one. We're going to be into true X-Ball with 2 minutes in between points now. Here at the NXL Sunshine State Major, being brought to you by Bunker Kings. Looking at the Russians here on the break.
Great shot.
And on the run out, going to take some ground in the center and towards the snake side for Red Legion.
Russian Legion losing their first player from the God Bunker.
Looks like a body coming off right now for Diesel from the D side, though.
3-on-5, Matty. Diesel dropping 2.
Yeah, Diesel drops another one, trying to fill out wide. And now going to try to scramble around, try to reposition.
Good job getting in that corner, but they lost another one, Matty. I believe there's just 1 player left alive for Diesel in the corner, and Mark Johnson. And there's at least 3 Russians left, maybe 4.
Yeah, Russians swarming down the field right now, trying to count the bodies. Might be shooting each other here in the snake.
Yeah, we definitely shot each other in the middle of the field. Man, those are some hungry Russians. They're murdering themselves.
Well, they were trying to find BJ Hanningberg, who was at the 50-yard line. So there was a body that they needed to find, and poor BJ was just out there by his lonesome. Nothing he could do in that situation, getting run down from multiple sides. But the Russians put up another pretty solid point, lost a few bodies, but repositioned nicely, won some gunfights. And then Kirill Pridny, heart and soul of the team, good to see him back. And still, these are going real quick here, quick points. Still 7:26 left in this one, but now a 3-point spread.
Yeah. Well, and now Diesel's had a couple of these points where they could have come back but weren't able to, right? And that even makes the morale even worse, right?
Yeah, but if I was in that pit right now, I'd be saying, hey, we still have a lot of time to work with 100%. Here, and we have put some points on the board, so it hasn't been complete disaster. But they've got to find a way to fight the aggression that we're seeing from the Russians. The Russians are really throwing lots of different looks out here. Have attacked multiple sides of the field. They're doing real good on the scramble, and they're doing their secondary attacks real clean as well too. Constant pressure here on Diesel, and Ice Baginski, Mark Baginski really had stepped up to save a couple of those points from the D side. Not saying some other guys didn't contribute here or there, but he was really taking advantage.
Baginski.
But that's not ideal, right?
No.
You don't really want to necessarily have.
And I think the tale of this game is that the Russian Legion is going out and playing offensively, both on the Dorito side, the Snake side, and up the middle. And Diesel just has not been able to launch that offensiveness. I mean, they're staying alive on the break, maybe losing a body here or there, but then they just stay there.
Well, and then, okay, so good offense in that last point because you have Henningberg who gets into the stake. He makes it all the way to the 50, but then survivability is an issue now. So now they're losing bodies on the D side. Then all the field swings, nothing BJ can do. Then everyone, so Horvath, he was trying to do whatever he could over there, realized he just loses his 2 bodies. If he doesn't get any outside containment, they're going to have an issue. So he gets shot in a gunfight trying to, push his way out wide. It's just those, catastrophic, collisions that kind of just slowly but surely eat away at the squad.
Road at the squad.
Yeah. So we'll see if they can pick it up here. Oh, there's a little Chad George, one of the best snake players
Love
in
me
the
some
world.
Chad George in the mornings, a little bit of Tyler Harmon.
Boys from Houston Heat, Ryan Moorhead, yeah, Tyler Harmon over there. It looks like we got Randy Smith and Chad Boucher and Ronnie Dizon.
They're on the clock early. Good job, boys, out here doing their work.
And
Good
I
job,
saw
boys.
one of the coaches from Dynasty up there scouting as well, too, Vic Gamboa, up there doing his homework for his team. Ooh, bad break for the Russians. Going to have to come back and tag up, I believe, with Karslev, but he's able to do that clean. They get Kirill Pridny. He's going to take a big bite in the center again. Russians going to be losing a body out wide here, trying to get out to the back corner bunker. And AC Diesel going to get into the 40-yard line on the D side.
50 snake for AC Diesel. Russians losing another player on the Drew side.
Yeah, Dyer in here, wrecking shop for AC. Kirill Pridny totally focused on Logan Dyer.
AC Diesel's in the V50, Matty.
Yeah, Kirill Pridny's going to get his back blown up in about 2 seconds. Beautiful job. And this one from Diesel, look at this. Here's some offense. They get Dyer into the snake. They won a couple gunfights, shooting the bodies in the backfield here for the Russians. And then a little quick close from Dyer and I believe Gladstone.
2 points, lots of time.
Good job by Grayson. Good job by Logan. And whoever won those gunfights there for Diesel to stay in this match. Now just down by 2 with plenty of time to work with, 6:36 on the clock. Just a totally different story in that point, Rich.
Yep. Once you get outside and go forward, it gets real hard to live in the middle of this field. If you go outside but you don't go forward, you can live in the middle of the field for quite a while.
Yeah.
But as soon as they start penetrating down the tapes, it gets real hard to live.
It just, again, for Diesel fans, good to see them not only living through the break, but, knowing they need to get up the field, play some offense on this offensive, layout. And Gladstone, good job to slip into that 40. And then great job by Logan Dyer. Logan Dyer was very impressive on the in the AC camp that he's been playing in for a while. He was a big threat on
kind of stand out.
Yeah, on Dallas last year. So I thought it was just natural that Diesel would pick him up.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Easy choice. Now we're in true X ball, so we're gonna have 2 minutes in between these points.
Next set coming up, going to be an interesting one here. We're going to see Aftermath and Thunder play each other, and then we're going to see your guys, New York Extreme, take on the ML Kings. Some interesting stories there, which we'll talk about a little bit here as we're getting ready for this next point. Aftermath, had been dealing with a couple injuries and some sickness as Thomas Kim got COVID, battled through that. He's good to go. And then Frank Antetomaso dealing with that ankle last year, and then now his hamstring this year. So we'll see how much we're going to see Frank. That every second he gets out the field is going to help out Aftermath, even in a little bit of a diminished capacity. I think he's, but he's a beast. He'll probably play it until he blows that hamstring out. Just
wrap it up.
It's just tough with hamstrings, man. Once the hamstring starts to get tweaked a little bit, it takes a while.
It takes forever, man.
Did you have hamstring issues?
No, Neil.
Neil, that was it.
Yeah, Neil Eberle, both his hamstrings.
It was just everything else for you.
Yeah, for everything else. My hammies are good, thank God. You probably just cursed me. Oh, geez, I just pulled a hammy. Just sitting down, pulled my hammy. Yeah.
So, Legion up by 2 here. 5 seconds to go before the start of this next point. Be on the red side there on your screen.
See if
Legion can not too many penalties in this set, though.
Just one, right?
Yeah, one so far, and it was in the other game. But Leo Smodrop getting shot off the break, trying to take some ground. Snake side. 5-on-4 situation. Looks like going to be a 4-on-4 situation. Oh, Dyer getting taken out, but Johnson gets right into the snake. So,
and that's such a big advantage for Diesel now that they're able to get into the snake.
So that's Andy Horvath there on your screen wearing Brown's jersey. It's a new pickup recently here for AC. Oh, but he's going to be taking the walk. Oh, no, maybe got bounced.
Hard bounce.
Yeah, I don't see anything on his chest. He's asking for a check. There's no ref.
He walked out, looked down. He's like, hey, there's no hit there.
Yeah, taking a little lucky bounce here early in the morning.
Look how lazy Britnikoff is. Laying down on the field. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, Malloy making out the back corner bunker. Still, and they're looking at the D side here as some penetration for the Russians, getting that body up to the 40-yard line. Now, 2 bodies coming off for AC Diesel. One from the center with Horvath, and then I believe Gladstone. So just 2 bodies here on the snake side. And then Baginski's going to get shot out behind Mark
4-on-1.
Johnson, and poor Mark Johnson left alive here in the snake. Last body, nothing he could do there. Tough. That's just 2 unfortunate deaths for Diesel from that D side. At the same time,
Yeah, I'm definitely going to talk to the coaches on the Russian Legion because I think they know if Malloy's sleeping in there, they're going to pay him less, right? If he's like sleeping during the points.
Malloy is one of those guys that when you would gunfight him, he will play like every micro inch of that bunker. And so, yeah, you may catch in a stream from the blades of grass, and you're, wait, why is this guy laying down
There's
in the back
no
corner
bunker there. What are you doing, bro?
Trying to get the different angle on you.
It's like I did the
We're
math.
ready for that one.
I did the math. I can live here against 98% of the
It was like when we had to gunfight Todd Adamson back in the day, and he throw that hip shot at you, and I'm like, that dude just shoot at me from the hip?
Or run 5 feet out of bounds. Like, literally, someone shot at me from watching the game like, oh, Todd, you clever bastard.
So now back to a 3-point spread here. But, yeah, in this next set, going to be with Aftermath, just talking about kind of dealing with some injuries.
They've been working so hard, Matt.
They've been working very. There's no
I
team
think
that works
right now they're the hardest working team in paintball.
I would, yeah. If they're not the hardest working team, then they definitely are up there in the very tippy top.
A lot of respect for that program.
People putting the time in, and then with the Seattle Thunder, with the merger with the Brooklyn Bears, who guys coming up from semi-pro, and like with Scotty Graham, there's guys on the Bears that have kind of been to the show before, but when you take 5 guys from one team and 5 guys from another team, sometimes it's going to take a little bit of while to gel.
Does it become one team or is it 2 teams?
Yeah, what type of sets are groups are they going to run together? And they didn't have like a ton of time in practice. And also, we will be giving out the Top Gun Award at the end to the MVP, presented by Carbon and Bunker Kings. That's going to be a fun story to follow throughout this weekend. Lots of people in the running for that. Maybe we'll see a repeat winner from what I've been hearing in practice. I've seen some of the studs in our league. I've been hearing good things about them the weeks leading up to this event. See if Diesel can answer the call right now, though. Got some work to do here in this match. There goes Dyer back out. Look for him to try to take some ground. They're going to spin Gladstone again.
I think they know what they need to do, Matty. It's whether or not they can execute it, right? They know they need to get in the snake and go forward. They need to get in that V50, and they need to send a guy through the center of the field.
You got Henningberg out there as well, too. Andy Horvath. Henningberg going to take some ground. Dyer a little bit of ground on the snake side, and then Pocket the backfield. A little bit better field position currently for the Russians. It's a 5-on-5 break, but they have a body with Karslev at that inside D2. So just a touch more ground taken by them. See who's going to reposition the best and stay alive in these gunfights. Rich, so many bodies in this set. We've been seeing lose gunfights, right?
Yeah, this is kind of our first test, a real test with this 5-on-5 here, right? Horvath shot out of the middle now for 4-on-5 advantage here for the Russians.
But they do get Dyer here into the snake before Smotrov's able to go. But then Smotrov answers, and he gets into snake one. It's a ladder snake. You can gunfight directly with your mirror down the sideline. You cannot get too much protection from your back player, though.
Nope. Ends up being a 1-on-1 with you and the guy in front of you. 5-on-3 advantage here for the Russian Legion.
Oh, and then Dyer gets owned there by Leo Smotrov.
5-on-2. And if there was going to be a bunker of death, Matty, it would probably be either that Dorito can if they push up the snake side or the snake can if they push up the Dorito side. If you have penetration on either tape, you cannot live in those cans.
So Russians going to put the finishing touches here on that last kill. Dot the eye of the last body in the back corner bunker.
5 alive, Matty. That was a really strong point for the Russians.
Yeah, initially with that 5-on-5 break, thought this could have been a little bit of a longer point. We haven't seen too many
I was kind of
points.
looking forward to seeing the kind of a back and forth there, but once Russians got into position, Diesel wasn't able to reposition, and the point was pretty much over.
Yeah, and so also in the next set coming up, New York Extreme, going to be taking on the ML Kings. ML Kings had a real good performance, making their first Sunday with the new group that they have here in the
That program's
NXL.
definitely on its way up.
For sure. I talked to Louis Betancourt yesterday a bit, talked to their owner, Charlie Givens, for a bit, too, and yeah, that squad was able to stay together in the offseason, even though some teams were trying to pick them apart.
Yeah, well, they got good players, but they're not so good that people are throwing big chunks of money at them, right? You're right in the sweet spot that you want to be. Hopefully, Charlie can hold on to those guys for a couple more seasons.
Well, I told Charlie that the better you get, the tougher it becomes to keep
Always,
the team together.
Always.
And he
The higher
knows
you go,
that.
the harder it is.
But they really, I think the good thing about them is that they really like each other, and that's always a good thing. If you want to be on the team with your teammates, you're going to fight harder for them. You're going to do more work. You show up early, stay late, and because you enjoy spending time.
It's one of the reasons we were never successful.
Because just hated you so much.
We all hated each other.
But so it's good to hear stuff like that. I talked to Betancourt, and I know, and then he was trying to get swooped up from some teams, and he's like, I want to play with these guys. Navarro, he almost got stolen. they were able to keep him around, and he said, I want to play with these guys. So and each one of those guys, Connor Kelly's getting better. Been hearing good things about Donaldson. Kyle Berry had a hell of a year last year. That squad's looking pretty solid. So, and they're playing against you guys, and I've been hearing good things about New York Extreme, more teamwork, understanding to fix some deficiencies that you guys have been working on now for a season. And so I think this is going to be a good, fun first test for both Extreme and the ML Kings. Kind of find out.
Definitely looking forward to it. Honestly, I told the guys last night, I was like, I didn't expect to ever say this to you guys, but I'm proud of you guys. Like, you guys have worked really, really hard, and I hope you have a wonderful, enjoyable weekend. Like, you guys did really, really good work to get here.
You've been doing nothing but disappointing so far, but as it stands right now, I've been trying to get disappointed, but actually, I'm kind of impressed. So
I set myself up low expectations, and you've exceeded those. So great job, guys.
So Diesel here now down by 4 with the time diminishing, and even though we're seeing some quick points, they do have some time to work with. This Legion look better right now.
Yeah, Legion looks good, and again, AC Diesel knows what they need to do, but that game they got BJ in that God bunker, but he looked inside, right? And if you want, and we need him to attack, he's got to look outside.
A little bit better survivability for the Russians and better on the offense for the Russians.
I feel like that.
We're starting to see a little bit more offense consistently from AC.
I think
so
they understand that they have to do it. Yeah.
And also a tough test though. Right away, you're playing the, the stacked lineup for Red Legion. Yeah, they finally got their boys back together. But on the breakout, great break. Yeah, great break for Diesel. They do lose a Dyer here in the snake, though. So
they shoot.
Henningberg. Losing Henningberg out of the snake.
3-on-4 advantage here for Diesel. Down by 3, 4 minutes left.
It looks like Diesel here on your screen.
They got to get in the snake, Matty. There's no one on this side of the field for the Russians except for that snake can. They need to contain him in that snake can and then release and attack down the snake side. They've only got less than 4 minutes, so it's not crucial, but they need to start working forward, right?
Yeah, well, they're being very proactive. You can see everyone there on your screen being proactive in their bunkers. It does cost Baginski his life, though, but can't really knock him for being aggressive in a gunfight when you're down by 4 with 4 minutes left. I mean, that's when you have to ride on that aggressive edge. Yeah, you're going to be losing another body with Johnson. Actually, he might have caught a bouncer. And now it looks like he's going to be forced to come off. They still do have 2 more bodies left alive on that D side, but here comes Smotroff, no one in front of him. He dives in, and before Andy can get his head on a swivel with those 2 deaths, Smotroff's going to get that kill, and that should be it.
And Diesel might have pulled a penalty on that last one.
Yeah, but I was trying to figure that other, because the other body just was coming off as well, too.
Diesel might be starting with 4, which would be really, really bad with the...
Oh, you said that you think they pulled a penalty on Andy as the last body?
Yeah, well, I just saw the referee running over the hand up looking for someone to pull.
Not a good sign.
Hopefully they don't start with 4.
Not a good sign with the way things are going here. Legion trying to put the finishing touches now in a mercy rule win, up by 5. So, yeah, just more consistent offense. Leo Smotroff looking real good here this year, first game of the season. Karzlev looked pretty decent in a couple spins. Sergey has been in there a lot too. Kirill's been up in the center battling, taking a lot of ground and being in kind of tough spots, doing what he normally does. I mean, that's his game. It does allow, for Red Legion, getting Kirill back, it gives Sergey a little bit more versatility, and they're going to be a little bit less scoutable because Sergey and Kirill can kind of play a similar position.
But play it differently.
But, so Sergey's been a center attacker with not having Kirill around, but Kirill does that job wonderfully.
Yep.
So now having both of them in here, and they've been leaning more on Kirill Pridney up the center as more of the missile.
Yeah, I was going to say Sergey's more the blocker up the middle, whereas he's more the attacker.
Well, he is a giant, so you typically want to have your giants play the 2, but the middle is one of those places that we've seen bigger guys shine as that first attacker.
It's so funny. Like, if you're an adult and you play paintball, you look kind of funny. Like I was giving Greg a hard time, Horsecock from Revo, because when he lines up with those guys, he's 1.5 feet taller than everybody on a squad. I'm like, listen, no matter where you're going, we know.
Yeah,
you're an adult.
If you're over 6 foot tall, it's a little harder, but you do get some better angles.
100%. Shooting down is better than shooting up.
Yeah, so I mean, it can be an advantage some ways, but man, if you're playing that first attacker role, it really helps to be like 5'6"
and fast,
real fast.
5-point game here.
So it looks like Gago's going to get a spin out here for Red Legion.
Yeah, you're going to send him to the corner or the snake.
You think we're going to see a mercy rule, or you think Diesel's going to step up and keep it close?
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a mercy rule if Diesel can, unless Diesel gets a kill or 2 really quickly in the point.
Well, it is, even though they're going to most likely take this loss here, because there's a lot. They're
taking a lot.
Well, it's a lot to a little, and there's not a lot of time left. But they have answered. They realized, okay, we're getting beat by aggression. We got to go at these guys. So they were taking those.
They didn't concede the match.
No, they definitely didn't roll over at all. They were just kind of getting beat, both with similar game plans.
Well, and like we've talked about 1,000 times before, this is a new squad, and they've got to go through their growing pains, and this is part of their growing pains. They're playing against one of the best teams in the world with kind of a new squad, and they just need to figure it out. And they're about halfway where they need to be, right? 3-8. Starting with 4, Maddie. Starting with 4, so they did get a penalty at the last point. They do go snake on the break. So 4-on-5 advantage here for the Russians.
Dyer getting checked out. They're going to be losing Mark Johnson behind him. They are getting some ground on the D side, but that body is coming off potentially as well, too. Referee going to get in there, check him out, and pull him out. So just 2 bodies left alive right now for Diesel. Dyer's going to try to run down Gallego and the snake. They do trade. That leaves just Andy Horvath, who's going to try to do a desperation run out to the back corner bunker. Nothing he could do in that situation, and it is going to be a mercy rule win here. So it started off looking real good here for Legion, and AC Diesel fought back, tied it up for a second.
Made it look like it was going to be a match for a minute.
Yeah, it definitely did look like it was going to be a match for a second. So wait before we sign off and take a short break before this next set. Wait for this official confirmation. Hit the buzzer, thumbs up from the ref. That's going to put that last point on the board here. So yeah, complete mercy rule win for Legion, and looking good. But man, the story so far, the New Orleans Hurricanes, the rookies coming in, shutting out Uprising and taking a big mercy rule victory of their own. Stick around here, more action coming at you from the 2022 NXL Sunshine State Major, brought to you by Bunker Kings, Aftermath and Thunder, New York Extreme and ML Kings, coming up next. See you in just a few.